What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with the Gushy.
Gershwan.
And today we're back to answer more gushy questions from you guys and another for the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first.
And don't forget, if you guys have an absolute must-needed answered question, we do have a super thanks option available where you guys can support the channel that way, and we'll give you a guaranteed answer. And I think that's what Richard Lee had mulling in his brain for just weeks on weeks on weeks. Because his super thanks question is, what kind of socks do you guys wear?
That's a really good question because I didn't know until like recently that there are different types of quality socks. I like dry fit short socks for my forces, and then I like long dry fit socks for my like when I'm wearing boots and stuff. But the key is not cotton, dry fit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've always worn, I think it's just like standard, regular, like Walmart brand, and they're crew. Because I don't like the ones that are ankle, because I feel like that's too short and they're just going to fall off. And I don't like the ones that go all the way up to your knee, because like, who wears those, right?
Me.
You do? All the way up to the knee? Like,
Yeah,
you
like
need that much warmth?
No, like it's not even about warmth. It's about the way that it pulls down. So like if you're wearing boots and you wear knee-high socks, as you go about your day, the thing's going to pull down.
Right.
The elastic is going to wear out, but it's going to go down to like half your calf and it's still comfortable while you're wearing boots. Just food for thought.
Interesting. I've never knew that. The other day, I put some socks on that were not mine, and for some reason, they were super tight in the middle. Was that like diabetic socks?
Probably.
Yeah.
That or like express socks.
Yeah, I did not like that at all. I felt like gagging instantly.
Yeah.
Let us know how you guys wear your socks.
Gagging or not? Next question comes from Neo Acid Creep. What the fuck? Was my super thanks not read? It was. It's just that I think it was delayed a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So whenever we do these videos, usually it's about a week after we did the previous for the Greater WAAAGH. So kind of check them out sparingly. And we do these like in chunks.
Right.
So if you don't see it in like a batch of 3, check, 3 for the, or check out for the 4th for the Greater WAAAGH.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Because the way, and also like the holiday season is kind of changing things up. Normally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when the videos go up. So if you post a super thanks on Monday, it's not going to be answered on Tuesday because Tuesday's question is Tuesday's question comes from Tuesday's of last week's thing. So just be patient. We'll answer all the super thanks, and thank you for sending the super thanks.
Yes.
Next question comes from Conan Smith. I like a hot, thick Latina. I mean, pizza. Yeah, me too.
Right. Especially if it's double stuffed.
What's your favorite topping on pizza? Do they make pizza in 40K? So we're going to exchange pizza for thick Latina this entire time. So what's your favorite topping on a pizza?
Oh, easy. That glaze.
The glaze. What is it?
Like, when you get like one of those toaster strudels and then you put that white glaze all over it?
Yeah, that's your favorite. Yeah. I like the toxicity. Think of like poison, or what is the thing on MT or for Magic?
Infect.
Yeah, infect. So think of that. So toxicity for sure.
Okay. So like you want to see your pizza have like the mascara running and
angry at you for a text that came in weeks ago from someone that wasn't somebody that she thinks it is. Yeah, that.
Phyrexians.
I love those pizzas. And then what was the
Do
second
they have
person?
pizza in 40K?
Yeah.
Well, Terra has been re-terrified? What's the word? Terraformed, there you go. So like where the Latino pizzas originated from, that's been like blown apart and like reconquered, and there's like new people and new civilizations there. So what we knew as pizza back then has a whole completely different meaning nowadays.
Yeah, so like it's broken, or the techno-barbarian warlords broke themselves up into portions of like the UK, Europe, Asia, Africa, And I don't even know if there's a North America.
Yeah, I think that might have just been like completely obliterated.
Yeah.
They were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And obviously somebody summoned Exodia.
Yeah.
It obliterated.
And by Exodia, it's like the techno-barbarian warlord that had like warp powers.
Right. Which they all kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they didn't, they had like slaves that were able to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
Like to the point where they would turn people to glass. Why?
Good question. Next one.
This one is by Alberto6635. I heard that Angron has Yarrick's head on a skull with a robotic eye on his waist. Is this true?
Yeah.
Probably. We don't know officially how Yarrick died. We just know that he is gone. We don't know if the funeral they held for Yarrick was actually for Yarrick's actual body. There's a lot of theories out there that Gaskull is going to be fighting against Angron because of that, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Next question comes from Conan Holmes. If a Space Marine gets injured in the gene seeds, or if his gene seeds are in the gene seed area, but is still alive, can he have a gene seed replacement and or gene seed from a different chapter? So the gene seed is the progenoid gland, so it's like right in the front. Mm-hmm. It's the main gene seed organ, and if that gets damaged, essentially a tech priest, or like what are they called? Apothecary could try to fix it. Although it's like super hardy, like super. If a Space Marine it gets a headshot, more than likely the progenoid gland is not gonna survive. So it's very, very rare. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah, it can be replaced. Because that's why you see, whenever you see like Space Marine art where like half the cranium is missing, that's usually the gene seed being like somehow altered in a non-heretical way.
Of course.
Yeah.
This next one is by Arya8165. So does the Imperium have weapons like shotguns, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, or any sort of weapons for standard Imperial infantry? And if not, do you wish that they did?
I think you're thinking of Metal Slug. Metal Slug Anthology.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
They do. Depending on the world that they're from, their weapons will obviously vary. But yeah, you could see shotguns with the Adeptus Arbiters or Arbites.
Arbites.
Yeah.
Arbites, yeah.
The Judge Dredd, the police force of 40K, has batons. They've got bolters as well as shotguns. So yeah, even Space Marine scouts have shotguns.
Yep.
So yeah, anything you could picture, imagine, they have.
The next one comes from the big one. Do Imperial commissars get to clap the cheeks of any Imperial guardsmen they want to, or do they remain celibate for life? I mean, you have that power of a commissar. Of course, if you are within the range of the spectrum, you can clap whatever cheek you want.
As long as there's consent.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, they asked for that in 40K.
Yeah.
This one is by the Peckies. Bah! You guys are pretty young. I'm 40 and still enjoy your content a lot. I've got zero time to read lore myself, but you guys are my way to get my fix of 40K. So thanks. Not super, because I'm poor AF.
That's awesome, man. It's also like heartwarming to know that like we are entertaining to that type of, like we're entertaining at all.
Yeah. For anybody to watch us and say, you know what? These guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are these guys.
Mm-hmm. Not those guys. Not that dude.
I think like
guys.
Exactly. I think like when we look at the other like 40K lore channels, we fit a demographic that's not common in the 40K like the Games Workshops and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Which might be why I don't really watch a lot of other 40K like channels, because maybe I feel like they don't really like speak to me.
No representation, unless you watch Eons of Battle.
I was about to say, yeah.
Eons of Battle is like, that I would hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
This one's by G Fish. Do you guys think Commissar Yarrick will become a saint or some type of servo skull or anything at all? So anytime I hear anything about Yarrick, just goes to show how much love that character had. Like, GW said he's dead, and the fandom didn't just say, okay, move on. They're gripping and coming to, like, epic conclusions as to how he died, why he died, what will he come back as. So it's cool that a character has that type of, like, notoriety and fame with it. I don't think so. I don't think he'll come back in any shape, way, or form. I think this is way of GW kind of progressing the story, putting to rest human characters, because it's like, how has this human been alive for thousands and thousands of years, and all these other campaigns? When you look at it, a lot like the Guardsmen, they don't live that long. Yarrick is a vast exception to the rule, and I think it's time that he retired through death.
True.
So yeah, even though it'd be pretty cool to see him as like a Servo Skull or a Saint, like I don't think it'll happen.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out with us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, this has been the Sound Alchemist,
Gersh 1.
and we are out.
Oh, if you could put my freedom back.